Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be picking and gutting this West 916. This is a Japanese high pin count dimple lock. It's got 12 active pins and one, I guess, ball bearing over here, which I think is for biasing. That's over here on the right hand side. So just to give you an overview real quick of this lock. So this is the plug. The plug does have has milling. Focus. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get it to focus up here. It's not working. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, that works much better. Okay, so we do have overmilling here in all the chambers. You can see that ridge. And my pick will, I might need a sharper pick. My pick will pick up on that if I scrape it down. So you can see right there, it's in the chamber and that's in the milling. So it's got that overmilling on all of the chambers there. That's just the little dimple that the ball bearing that's over here in the 7th position fits into. So that doesn't really do anything. It's just there for center biasing. So that's the plug. The actual pins, I'm going to zoom back in. The actual pins are a mix of regular pins and some mushroom drivers. You can see there. And then all of the key pins are shaped to be, well, they're shaped to fit in the lock without falling all the way through. And then some of them have these ridges on the top that are, I believe, overset traps. So I'll just show one of those real quick. So you can see that top ridge right there. That would be if you lifted it too much, that top ridge would pop into the overmilling and get stuck. And it's tall enough that it would then prevent the plug from turning. And then these are the mushroom drivers right there. So when you pick these, they pop up in here, they go up once, and then they sit in the overmilling, right, just like that. Oh, I dropped it. But they pop into that overmilling, and then they have to be lifted again with a little bit of counter rotation, just like a spool, to get them to pop up the rest of the way. So that's how the pins and the plug interact. And then that's on 6 of the drivers. The other 6 drivers are just regular pins. They don't have any special security features. So this thing was a total pain to gut. I had to do it 3 times to get it on video because it's not meant to be taken apart, I'm 99% sure, once it's done at the factory. So the first issue I had is I tried initially to gut it from the back, but I didn't have a follower that would fit this correctly. I got it pushed to right there and then realized that my follower was too big. And so I lost a couple of the drivers, or sorry, lost a couple of the key pins out of the plug, and I had to hold this steady, put them back in, and then push everything back together. So that was attempt number 1. Attempt number 2, I actually figured out you could take this faceplate off. And so these were 2 dimples here were hammered in. So I drilled those out, and then I pried up these tabs and I pulled the faceplate off. But then I quickly realized that the Bible covers, pull this faceplate off again so you can see what I'm talking about here. The Bible covers that were in here over each side of the chamber, they slide in just like that. They were not meant to be removed because they must have been hammered in. And this groove right here, I had to make this. This was actually solid brass. And so the Bible cover had no way to slide out. So I grabbed a Dremel and I milled these 2 grooves out on either side right here. And then you can see once that's grooved or once that's milled out, then this can just slide out here. I did a better job on this side than I did on this side. You can see I'm partially covering that end. So the second time I picked this on video and tried to get it out, I couldn't get the Bible cover to slide all the way out, and I didn't have pliers. So I was trying to pull it out by hand, and it was not working at all. So the video you're about to watch is my third attempt, where I actually did get it open, and then I had my pliers ready so that I could pull this Bible cover out. Gutting this without getting those Bible covers would have been a disaster, and I never would have been able to repin it. So I did have to do a decent amount of work to get this thing open. There are other formats of this that I have seen that are much easier to pick and gut. So if you've got one of these and this is the format that you have, that's essentially what you have to do. Drill these dimples out, pull this off, and then mill right in here so that you can get the Bible covers off. But hopefully you have an easier format if you're picking one of these. I think that's all I wanted to cover on that. Showed the internals, showed the plug, pins, talked about how I gutted it. It's a fairly fast pick. It's a much longer gut, so I apologize for the length. But hopefully this was helpful, and if you find it interesting, go ahead and watch the pick and gut, which is coming up next. Okay, I've got my West 916 here. Keyworks. This was, I think, off of a hotel. So it's got a hotel tag on it, which I think is kind of neat. So I'm probably going to keep that. And I'm going to go clockwise, and I'm going to be using some curved flags. I may switch to top of keyway tensioning at some point in this lock, because especially once I get into the deeper falset, there are some pins in here that are zero lift that are opposed to one another inside the lock, and it can be very difficult to maneuver around. But I do like using bottom of keyway tensioning because it gives me the ability to put my pick in the top here, and it gives me a great platform for actually like finding the pins and pushing on them, because they can be a little weird. A little bit of a falset there. Okay, I think that's the right side. Well, maybe it was one right here. Okay, I think that's the right side, all done. So I'm gonna pick the left side now. Okay, that was an even deeper falset. So this is where I need to switch, because now those zero lift pins in the middle of the lock are basically immobile, and so I cannot get past them. Okay. And I think I just need to pick one or two pins here on the back left side. Make sure I didn't drop anything. I did kind of lose my falset a little bit there, so I let some tension off. to see what dropped. Okay, that one's good. Pin 1 on the right hand side here loves to drop. A little bit of counter rotation there, but let's pin 1 again. Okay, the right side still feels okay. Let's go back to the left side. 1, 2, I think 3 and 4 might be zeros. Let's get this rear pin here. There we go. All right, that is an open. I just needed a tiny little tap there. Okay, so let's go ahead and gut this. Last time I videoed this lock, I was woefully unprepared to gut it. And the first time I opened it, I was even less prepared to gut it. So I'll kind of go through what I have done here. So there you go. I'm moving the actuator, and you can see that it's open. So relocked it now. And I've got some tools here, and let's go ahead and get this opened up here. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this faceplate off. I had to drill this to get it removable. And then I also had to gouge out some grooves here on the side so that these Bible covers would slip out. But now I need to pry this one a little bit here, and then I'm going to use a pair of pliers to grab it and pull it out. So this is going to be a little bit unelegant, unfortunately, but this is the only way I figured out how to get these things off. So I'm using basically just the screwdriver end of my multi-tool here, and I don't want to lose that spring. So I'm actually going to see if I can pull this spring. Actually, I'm going to be able to grab it yet. Okay. I'm going to see if I can grab this with my pliers and slowly pull this Bible cover off. Actually, I need to... Can I maneuver it any more out? Can I get this spring out? Yes, okay. Oh, I had it. I'm going to pull this spring here. This goes in number 7. And then let's see, can I grab the end of this with my pliers? Not quite yet. Oh, okay, there we go. I think I can get this out now. The other side should come out a little bit easier, so I'm hopeful that this is going to be the only side that I really have to mess with a lot. Come on. Jeez. This thing really does not want to come out. Might be able to push from this side too. I don't want to mangle any of these springs though. Okay. A little bit of leverage. All right, uncover hole 2. Actually, why don't I'm gonna gut these as I go. Okay, that's a ball bearing. I have never gutted this thing completely, so is that just it? I think it's just a ball bearing there. Okay, there's my pin and my driver. Let's continue getting this thing off. Okay, now it's coming a little easier. Okay. There's my Bible cover, which hopefully I have not mangled too poorly. All right. So you can see the chambers are populated there. Yeah, let's go ahead and get these springs out. All right, that went a little better than the first 2 times I've gutted this, but just a little bit. Okay, what's the best way to do this? So I'm just going to show you right there so you can see the orientation of the drivers a little bit, because getting them out one at a time and showing the orientation is going to be tough here. There's that pin stack. That one also looks like a mushroom. That one is a standard. Come on. There we go. That is also a standard. The driver, there's the driver. I was gonna say the driver didn't come out. And let's do number 2. It's another mushroom. And number 1. And that one is a standard. Okay. So that is my right side. Now let's do the left side, which I think is going to be a little bit easier for me to get. But I just need the screwdriver again here. Just to get this thing started. This one will pull out a lot easier because this one I know for sure I have pulled in and out a couple times. Okay. A couple of these springs stuck to my thumb, so let's do this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. This is interesting. So there's 7 chambers on one side and 6 on the other, and one side had the ball bearing and the other one didn't. So let's do, this is chamber 7 here, or I guess chamber 6. Okay, that is a mushroom. And I'm not sure why the spring in this chamber is different. It was pinned that way when I got it. Okay. That is another mushroom. That one is a standard, which I think that was a 0 lift pin. That's another standard. I think that might be another 0 lift. And that one is a standard on 2. Okay, and that one is a mushroom. All right, so now that this is gutted, I'm going to take the plug out, which is going to require me flipping my wrench over, or my C-clip pliers, because I need to pry it apart. So the first time I tried to gut this, I tried taking this plug out before I realized I did not have a follower that would fit into it correctly. And I got it partially done, and then it got stuck. Okay, let's see here. Gotta be able to kind of see what I'm doing. This thing is a total pain. Get these C-clip pliers actually into the C-clip. Okay, I got it. Oh. And now let's pull the plug. Okay, there we go. So fully gutted, finally. So you can see right there is some counter milling. Like, I don't think there's any, no. Is it actually counter milling? Yeah. Okay, I can definitely feel that's counter milled. It's not under milled or anything like that. And this is just the tail piece, so nothing special there. And nothing in here, as far as I can tell. And I'll just show the pins real close there. I'm guessing that ball bearing is for biasing or something along those lines, but here's an up close view of the pins. So you can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mushrooms, and the rest are standard. So 6 and 6. And it's got the shaped key pins. All right, that was a short pick and a long gut, but I got it open. Again, that is a West 916 Japanese high pin count dimple lock, picked and gutted.